Crash на ПК, поэтому с этим будут связаны некоторые
I'm going to be doing Class 3 and Sane Trilogy for you all. And with me, I have Hobbs and Casually Clutching. So introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Jay Hobbs. You've seen me before. What's up? I like Crash. It's cool.
Hi, I'm Clutching. I like it too.
Два комментатора.
We're great at this.
Вот опять начнется у него болтовня вместо игры.
From 3, and then we'll go. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Всем
And we're
времени
starting. So
напомню, что это
Clutching and
ремейк,
Hobbs try
который
to
выходил на ПК и
explain the beginning of this because
PS4,
I'm going to be having doing a lot.
тоже есть.
So,
Ну, что ремейк.
Okay, so right off the bat, here it's pretty fast and half of it's during the black screen fade in, so it's hard to tell. But Murcaz will just interact with Coco right here.
Oh.
So she'll join us for the run, which allows us to switch to her, which is useful for a few reasons.
По-моему, 24 карты, не считая боссов, добраться до финального злодея. Для тех, кто плохо помнит или не знает, я чуть позже поясню основной сюжет. Не сюжет главных лиц данной части, а у нас самый первый уровень, Under Pressure, и, собственно, Murcaz сразу по этим давлениям оказывается, потому что не может сделать один из самых важных скипов в данной части с первого раза. Там необходимо кликнуться через стеночку. Делается это при помощи специальной комбинации инпутов. Позволяет выйти в ОБ и не проходить уровень, забрав кристальчик и добравшись до самого конца. Подобный же скип будет еще один. В целом в игре скипов как таковых не особо много. Чтобы не соврать 3-4, все остальное игровые механики, которые нужно правильно использовать. Мувмент или же тактики битвы с боссом.
And then, well, I guess you come back inbounds.
Собственно, в этой части нашему Крэшу помогает его сестра Коко. Мы можем переключаться между этими персонажами, но есть уровни, которые залочены под определенную персонажа. Нам, как обычно, помогают тигренок, Тайга, по-моему, в русском варианте, друг Коко. Нам помогает маска Лукаука. Потом нам еще помогает встречавшийся. Палард появляется, но он так очень так себе появляется. А вот противостоят нам куда большее количество людей. И не только людей. Я бы сказал, в большинстве случаев не людей. Это брат маски Лукаука, зовут Акуаку.
Commonly asked question of why your slide spins so much faster than mine. And it looks really insane in these levels where Murcaz is going backwards, the chase levels, because you really need to learn the layout and understand where you're going.
Взяло и вылетело из головы. Позор мне. Доктор Неокортекс. И его же этого Кортекса друзья Энтропи или же Нефариус Тропи, Dingodile, Engine. И, кстати говоря, бедный Engine, его мы практически в игре-то самой не увидим. По-моему, Пура говорили из того, как был у меня в переводе еще на PS1. Поэтому это может и различаться. А вот эту уже Sane Trilogy на русском я даже не видел. Соответственно, первые порталы нас ведут к Dingodile. победе над ним. И сейчас у нас всеми любимый водный уровень, поэтому если у вас если у вас крутится голова, предлагаю не смотреть на картинку, потому что для поддержания скорости нам необходимо постоянно поворачивать влево-вправо. И это может быть не очень приятно для тех, у кого плохой вестибулярный аппарат. Что касается механик самой игры, поскольку у нас не НГ+, просто НГ, у нас некоторые вещи отключены. После победы над боссом мы будем их получать, а пока что наш основной способ передвижения — это спин и движение вперед. Во-первых, это разгоняет персонажа, делая его чуть более быстрым. Во-вторых, позволяет нам не врезаться в ящики противника. Но это касается обычных уровней, а не гоночных или покатушек в воде.
Is at $15,219 of the $33,333.33 that we need. We are well on our way. We have plenty of time. Keep it up.
Наша задача с вами, поскольку мы говорим про any%, собрать
cutting corners as best as you can, and you might have noticed that Murcaz
добраться
is
до
trying to
финального
get on the bottom
босса.
parts of those ramps because you want to get the speed boost from the ramp, but you don't want to be in
Коим
the
и
air.
является
Other than that, it's just zigzagging, cutting corners and stuff. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, that zigzagging technique is it saves about like a third of a second or something in that first level. It's a little bit more useful in a later one.
Очень важная
особенность, where for some reason it just
в данной части, что в принципе Crash, как платформера, это что уровни имеют свои циклы. Задача очень, ну как, не то, что очень правильно попасть, а не потерять скорость в начале, чтобы быть в этом цикле и спокойно его проходить. Хотя ближе к концу у нас будут некоторые уровни, где все-таки цикл немножечко получается сломан из-за скорости, с которой мы бежим, и придется кое-где немножко остановиться. Представьте себе, остановиться спидранить.
Yeah, just taking those inside tracks, almost like a racing game, you know, like a racing level or something. And you actually want to stay on the ground a lot of the time too, as opposed to the OG version where you actually want to jump. And now we come to our first gate clip. Clutching, if you want to go ahead.
Ответственно, сейчас мы делаем... Ну как мы, Murcaz делает прекрасный гейт
Excellent.
который позволяет нам пройти через барьеры, точнее говоря, обойти их. Мы заглючиваем меню выбора персонажа, и после чего один из персонажей, обычно, не знаю, почему так повелось, обычно Коко, ее для этого выбирают, теряет свою коллизию и может проходить через большинство стенок, не все, но большинство именно стен, не сами ворота, потому что они имеют специальный триггер, который тебя отбрасывает. И мы попадаем в закрытую часть. Поскольку прошли мы не все. И я ранее уже упоминал, мы играем раненую игру на ПК, поэтому вместо картинки нам приходится делать это вслепую. Из-за особенностей ПК-версии на PS4 данный скип, наверное, визуально более простой.
Just stay on the insides of turns as much as possible, but also you want to maintain that boost.
Yeah, it's one of those things that is kind of hard to do, but it's really annoying when you mess it up. It's like
it loses a lot of time. It's like it's really significant. And then heading into the next level now, this is time. And unfortunately, Murcaz was trying to get a little hop slide there,
ранее, очень
boxes, but not a big deal. He would have lost it when he jumped up the stairs anyways.
циклы. И
So the thing with this level is that
именно
there's a door.
в,
There's a bunch of doors, but there's this one door that you
назовем
want
их,
to get
в
to
египетских
real close at a
уровнях
certain
это
time. It's
будет
crushing
выражено
constantly
больше
throughout the
всего.
level, and Murcaz is trying really hard to beat this door, so he doesn't have to wait at it. It's just one of the mini maps.
Особенно ближе к концу, когда мы откроем парение в воздухе, скажем так, при помощи
limestone block that fell there is actually really tough because it's there's kind of only so high you can jump and still land on a surface before or while you're still spinning, which is, you know, that state you need to get the hop slide. And doing it on those limestone blocks is just about some of the highest things you can jump on and still get a hop slide. So even if you get it and lose it about halfway through, it's still going to save you time. It's really tricky to get those.
A bit of like a messy level there, but otherwise fine. Like I showed him most of the thing. I wanted to get a hop slide at the end there to go like all the way to the end, but
также в некоторых уровнях
but you got the cycle. That's the big thing.
Извиняюсь.
And I was going to say another thing that we haven't talked much about is the order in which Murcaz is doing these levels. The level routing for this game is kind of fluid.
Своего напарника
times where it's personal preference, what order you do levels, and other times where it is all centered around how many masks you have, which is kind of the main factor. Certain levels take away masks if you enter with them.
Полную уязвимость, а также увеличивает скорость передвижения. И иногда это бывает очень необходимо, например, чтобы тот же самый цикл правильно
the order in which the levels are completed generally has to do with the number of masks that you want at any given.
Иногда раннер специально не берет маску, чтобы поставить на следующий уровень в том месте, где это будет ему необходимо. Большой и забавный факт. Возможность ходить по краям в любом из этих уровней, где она есть в оригинальной игре, была большим багом.
Is where you can see a lot of the range and skill
переиздание не хотели это исправить, и получив фидбэк, что не надо, видимо, от фанатов, оставили это и сделали фишкой игры.
It's a really tricky technique. We're going to see Murcaz doing more hob sliding here in G-Wiz, but I did want to point out something that is, you know, that he's been doing that we haven't really talked about, that he kind of does in all these really small places all over the place, which is something called a double slide. Clutching, as somebody who's, I think, done a lot of great work in helping to optimize this run lately and stuff, do you want to explain a bit about kind of like what these double slides are?
So double slides, before we beat Trophy later, is the fastest movement tech in the game.
Можете заметить, в движении Crash не просто
and it's only doable for some reason if you've just landed, which is like a bit of an anomaly to us. We don't really know why that happens.
Направляя, собственно, движением, это позволяет поддерживать максимальную
скорость. And it's, you know, doable.
Yeah, and it seems
позже мы еще и в качестве обилки от босса получим дабл слайд, когда если я правильно помню, это будет после Сентропи. Тимгадайла, по-моему, двойной прыжок, а Сентропи просто дабл слайд.
Yeah, it's sometimes you just the way the hitboxes kind of line up, sometimes you'll just take damage if you slide through him, even if he's not swinging. So
fun fact about that enemy, you can actually stand on his sword and get swung around like without taking damage. It's like a bit of some bouncing up here.
Yeah, some rapid bouncing. A lot of corner cutting in this. If you ever see Murcaz not cut a corner with a jump like a second ago, it probably means you can't. And he's going to try to set up a hop slide here. You can't do a lot of them in these style of however, that still didn't stop us from finding some places where you can do them.
Поэтому микротурнику довольно, в принципе, медленная. Маска позволяет нам сделать это чуточку побыстрее.
Monkey bar sections. You can kind of see the difference here and how he'll even drop down to the ground just to skip some of the monkey bars there.
Oh yeah, some of the Crash games are pretty notorious for having slow monkey bars.
At least this isn't walk.
Хорошо, что это прохождение на 100%, потому что убивание всех этих ящиков это та еще.
Nice, even setting one more hop slide at the end there. Really solid level.
Yeah, that was good.
That's walk 2 in general.
Oh yeah, wow. We're just already at the end of it. This run goes so
И
fast.
мы подходим,
I
собственно,
think
к
like
Дингодайлу,
once you do like marathons on
первому
this run, it
боссу.
actually zooms by. Like it goes so
Yeah.
fast.
Вообще, мы должны
Dingo
дожидаться,
Dial now. Yeah, go
пока,
ahead, Murcaz.
The second boss.
если
And,
я правильно помню,
if you ever watched like an
оригинальную игру,
original
потому
Class
что
3 run, like not the remaster, we're gonna do the same
кроме
thing here.
спидрана я давно ничего не
But,
видел.
the only
Мы должны
difference
дожидаться,
is that we
пока
kinda have to,
вот
we have
эти
to
вот
wait on Dingo Dial a bit because he has very weird
кристаллики
invincibility
чуть-чуть
frames.
попадают вокруг
Yeah,
него и
like he's
подойти
still
его,
invulnerable now, all the way
ударить
until Murcaz
собственно,
jumps back in
спином.
there.
Но
There's a
здесь можно
whole
это
period
и
of time where he
перепрыгнуть.
could have jumped back in, but there was no point.
I'll also be doing some deliberate positioning as to where the portal spawns, because the portal always spawns in the same place, just to not be able to, like, not wanting to run around for it and look for it. So.
И у нас есть double jump. Осталось дождаться портала.
Very nice. And you might be wondering, if we can skip the first boss, why don't we skip the second boss? And we actually can. Like, it is fully possible. However, you get double jump from Dingo Dial, and that fight is really fast. So double jump is extremely useful, and just having a speedy fight to begin with means that it's not worth it to
Свои
skip
мы
that
можем
fight.
пропустить
Mind
много
if I chime in with the question of what else do you think is
уровней,
super
точнее говоря,
fast?
много боссов, но
How quickly we just
нам
broke
нужен
$50,000 in the marathon.
Whoa, that's incredible.
Insane.
double jump, это вещь довольно полезная. Так же, как мы могли бы пропустить Entropy чуть позже, но он нам тоже нужен. А вот Engine, к сожалению, останется у себя отдыхать.
It's like this is like the only level I think where we're hop sliding with triple mask, because going through this level without
Кстати
triple
говоря,
mask is awful.
добили
Take damage all the time
50 тысяч.
otherwise, and
Уже
we reroute this level if we don't have two
фонд
masks entering.
предотвращения
It's just so horrendous without it.
So much slower. Very nice movement, even getting all the way
Very
through those
nice, yeah.
boxes.
Так
And
что
getting
можно
another little hop
немножко
slide.
Slightly
похайпить.
too slow for
50
the
всего лишь
sci-fi
прошло.
I think, so I'm because I dropped
Yeah.
one, but I'll just wait around for it here.
Oh yeah.
Show
That's
you
really
guys
close,
this. So normally I
close,
would
though.
want to. Yeah, okay. Normally I would want to make that and be able to just zoom past. But I'm dropping some Hobbs sites today. I'll blame being in a chat with Hobbs. He's obviously
course.
like controlling the Hobbs sites for me.
The master of dropping hob slides is here, me. So.
Вот я
But
где-то
yeah, that level I've always liked Dynamite. And fun fact, we actually used to do more.
из-за спины.
Like we used to use triple mask and hop slide in more spots, like in the other Dino
И
level.
у
But
нас еще
over
один
time, they've been kind of routed
подводный
out
уровень.
because the animation.
Здесь придется его пройти чуть поболее, чем
too slow to make it worth it.
Under Pressure.
Damn, I love
Играет самым первым. Но тоже, если я правильно помню, здесь есть
triple mask there for a while.
И опять-таки, циклы — это наше все. Не попадание в цикл говорит нам, что мы тратим секунды 3-4 как минимум за один раз.
And this clip is notorious for not working when you're on pace. I like to call it the RNG clip. That's my personal cope. So yeah, he's gonna do it right now.
Забираем кристаллик и
into the level typically
пытаемся
has
еще
going
раз
to the right
кликнуться.
and up. However, Murcaz is going to try to enter through the red gem route, which is an alternative route, and hopefully not pick up the red gem because that's an extra animation, and he'll lose time if he does that.
This
Nice,
gave
nice.
me way more trouble than I thought it would, but we got it. So.
In deep
Not
trouble,
bad.
huh?
That level used to be horrendous, by the way. Like,
It's
back in the
it's
day.
weird because Deep Trouble has always been a very hard level, and it was kind of one of those where the
куда?
more you dive,
Во
the
бы.
more you practice, the more fun it kind of becomes, but it's still extremely scary every time.
Yeah.
And so you're still getting to see a lot of that in the first half of it, and then being able to skip the second half where it gets worse. So you're just like, yeah, okay, this is great. It's just the best of both worlds now.
Микро-CTR продолжается. Довольно унылые уровни, на самом деле.
We spent so long trying to make that
Мне
level.
не нравится. Даже, по-моему, подводный уровень куда более веселый, чем уровни классические полуклассические гонки. Одно дело, когда ты бежишь на тигре вперед и развлекаешься, а это, ну, kinda
Alrighty then,
boring,
here's
я бы сказал.
$30 from Marforia that says Crash 3 NST was one of my very first speedruns, and it's always mega hyped to see
Я
it at
сейчас услышал
GDQ.
случайно,
Can't think of anyone better to showcase this run than the
показалось,
man
что я
himself,
услышал
Murcaz.
Crash
So proud
NFT,
of you,
думаю,
dude.
так,
Can't
стоп,
wait to
не
see
надо,
you in
пожалуйста, сюда
Elite
еще и
Esports
NFT.
next.
Слава богу, там было
Thank
что-то другое, что я услышал неверно.
Here is $10 from Rico that says Murcaz
Большую
agrees
часть
that
уровня, поскольку
That's all it
равнение
says.
процент,
Just
мы
that.
можем
That's an
движаться
inside
к
joke, but I
краю,
appreciate that, Rico. Thank
не
you. That's another fantastic crash
Perfect.
runner.
Oh yeah, love you, Rico.
но мы как бы все видим, что
Yeah, you can
we
go
have more time.
Yeah.
Murcaz казуал,
$5 here from The Happy Bear that says,
Очередной
it's
раз.
my birthday today, and I want to use my day for good by donating to Prevent Cancer Foundation.
и не, в
Shoutouts to all the
принципе,
hardworking
интерактировать ни
folks
с
who are working to
какими
eradicate this terrible disease for good. Scientists and doctors
объектами на
rock.
карте, кроме ускорителей.
I agree. All right, so we're nearing the end of this level, and this was a bit messy. I went a bit like, what should I say, out of bounds compared to like what I want to be.
Тем временем к
It's
концу
like
мы
out in the
уже
dirt, which slows me down. But
подъезжаем,
other than that, it was
забираем кристаллик и отправляемся
decent-ish
дальше.
level. This warp 3 hasn't been too bad so far. A bit slow, deep trouble, but it's
That's just the average Warp 3
Это
experience.
же сборник
Yeah,
Consent
very
Trilogy.
This game has really great pacing in terms of it gets more difficult as it goes along, but that can be very frustrating as a runner sometimes. But Warp 3 is notoriously difficult. Yeah, it's just kind of where a lot of runs go to die.
Даблхедер.
because it
У
has a
кого
lot of
есть
tough stuff in
форхед,
it.
пожалуйста,
You cap it off with a
покажите
boss
его в
fight
чате.
that once you're well practiced shouldn't be an issue, but it's
к вам
still
не было
really easy
претензий.
to end up failing the quick method of.
There are some chill levels in this game, like the jet ski levels, for example. Warp 3 doesn't have any. Not a single chill level. It's just
Очередной
full on
фэнтези
Yeah. And
уровень,
these
назовем
hop
вот
slides
так.
that Murcaz is doing, this pathing he's taking, sometimes it feels a little erratic, right? Like he
Ну,
just
скажем
sets up on
так,
the left
насчет
there, then
игры,
swings off to the right. That's
насчет
because
визуального
we
дизайна не
want
очень
to
нравится,
avoid
как
jumping
сделали
as much as
мастер.
possible, or if
Очень
you are
бережно
going to jump,
перенесли
you want that jump to lead
игру.
directly
Она и в
into your
оригинале
hop
была
slide setup,
довольно
because you will
неплоха.
lose that speed as soon as you're in the air.
Это давно на плеечке.
So it just turns down to like
сейчас
where
тоже
can we
очень
navigate to
сочно.
avoid various pits and you know, maybe
Чтобы купить
slide
её можно было
directly
бы,
up
вот было
a
бы
wall
классно.
or a ramp instead of having to jump to get up on that wall.
Yeah, you can also skip a lot of these holes that Murcaz is electing not to skip because he's sane and doesn't want to die to them.
Yeah, that last
0.1
one,
time saves in a marathon.
The very last one is always, I've always been like, nah, I'm too scared to do that one.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
All right, here comes like actually one of the hardest levels.
Как говорит Murcaz,
In this
сейчас,
route, for sure.
по его
Yeah,
мнению,
that's
один
right.
из самых
It can go very wrong very fast, and if it does, I'm
сложных
just gonna
уровней.
go do a backup because there's a very good chance
Как
I'll
раз
die
таки
here.
из-за
It's
циклов
pretty pretty though if you do it
можно
right.
очень легко
Yeah, the
умереть,
timing with
не
which
попав в
Murcaz
этот
is leaving these carpets is very specific to try to go as quick as possible, as you might imagine in a speed run, but specifically trying to land certain cycles, not having to wait on anything that he can avoid waiting on.
This is one of those really fun levels where if you're too fast, then you're too fast and you're gonna suffer for it. So you need to really know what you're doing. You can't just blitz it. He also really wants to keep his 2 masks for Warp 4 because it's very important. That's a nice
Alright.
recovery there.
I'll just do
Yeah.
a backup then because I should have done a double jump up to the carpet instead, but it happens. Definitely
Yeah,
happens.
Especially along those walls, whenever you're doing the climbs in these kind of Arabian style levels, the climbing up the wall, like sometimes if you're hugging the wall at just the wrong angle, it'll just kind of eat a jump from you and stuff. So those are pretty notoriously
Вот и
rough.
конец уровня, к счастью, никаких проблем
I
он
love the jump eating. Really, really big fan of like not getting my double jump. All right, now we're entering the third boss. Well, the second we're seeing, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Так, доктор
the
Энтропи,
third, and this one we're also not gonna do.
создавший машину времени, собственно, и тот, кто нам отдаст двойной прыжок. Номинально мы должны, конечно,
by
ждать, пока он
utilizing
построит нам
the glitch high jump that they put into this game intentionally as
панель, к которой можно перебраться, но
you can get enough height
ему
by
можно
doing one of
добраться
those
и так.
and a double jump to be able to just clear over to the
прыжок.
opposite section. And then by using a damage boost off of a projectile,
Дэш, а в конце через прыжок и damage
using up a mask. That's why we have these masks.
И
You get
у
an
нас
auto
теперь
jump that'll
есть
actually
торнадо,
effectively give you enough distance to be able to land over there and defeat entropy and grab the
которое нам
death
очень
tornado spin power
будет
up.
нужно.
Yeah. And now Murcaz is going to do this really cool thing called a mock tornado as he exits the level and goes into warp 4.
Yeah, so Hobbs siding is out of the game, so is Hobbs. Bye, Hobbs. No.
Bye. See ya. I'm dropping out.
No, so now it gets switched out with something called mock tornadoes, which is, it has the same principle as like Hobbside. It's just like lasts for longer and you can do it off like flat ground, but you cannot chain them anymore. So
Yeah.
I need to like restart it every time, but because of my spin lasts so long, I can always restart it wherever I want. But yeah, the chaining part of it is gone, so it's a lot easier to do
был в теории, если мне не изменяет память.
initially, but
Во-первых,
adds another layer to it.
не помню, был ли он
And
там как
normally,
играбельный персонаж,
or like if you were to be
но
super often, there was
он,
actually a new route found.
по-моему, второй ареной заведует, если я правильно помню.
I was going to bring that up.
Нет, не второй, не второй, не второй.
You mentioned it in the interview, and yeah, Clutching, you want to just give a couple words on that since you are the one who worked on it the most and made it faster.
Look,
Not the first to have the theory, but the first to make it faster, I think.
Я помню точно, что его тематические уровни именно там есть.
I think it's very
Как
cool.
минимум, в котором проходит
Doesn't have any immediate plans to.
дуэль между тобой и...
So we have time for a few donations now if you have any for us.
I have so many. Thank you. Here's $20 here from Silver that says, "Hey, Murcaz, I can't wait to see you skip entropy later. Best of luck and all the best." A $200 donation from Jamie the Bunwi. I never know if I pronounced that right. That says, "Good luck."
I
like how
appreciate
you
that so much to both of you, Silver and Jamie.
Я специально сейчас даже проверю.
Silver's also a very good runner at this game, so.
I gotta give a jab to Murcaz real quick that he almost got hit trying to avoid going for a faster thing because I'm worried about getting hit. It's funny.
Yeah, I'd rather want to keep this mask. Really want to keep it. Okay, we have time for one more, I think.
Okay, then here is okay. Jumping on the donation train for a game that we call Insane. There's sliding and jumping and fruits that are wumping. These runs always entertain. And that was from the Eternal Hedgehog $50 donation. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate the donations.
Cool. So out of Tomb Tales, got 2 masks. Go ahead, Clutch.
Where would you rank Tomb Raider then if High Time is your hardest level, Murcaz? Because I would probably put it at 2.
The third? Flaming is harder, I think.
Okay,
really?
Yeah, I'd put Tomb Raider at 2. This level is really hard, and you're going to see Murcaz risk his life and edge death like 100 million times.
Следующий.
You can catch up on that. You can catch up on that. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this level is really tough, and it
где нам
actually
очень необходим
part of what ends up
скилл
making this level a
смертельного
lot
торнадо,
more consistent for runners.
где очень-очень важны тайминги, поскольку здесь у нас поднимается вода, и можно не попасть в цикл.
Death tornado spin when you are kind of hovering in the air there, spinning around constantly. By varying up the timings with which you press the buttons, that was terrifying.
Oh my gosh! I'm gonna
varying up the that's fine. I think that's a good call. By varying up the timings, you can change how long you're in the air, which is extremely useful in a level like this one where you need to navigate between a bunch of platforms over instant death water planes, like instant kill water planes.
That was a bit scary, so I'm just like taking it slow and making sure I keep these masks, because these masks are really important. So
yeah, making God Cycle there would have been like just impossible.
Yeah.
This is a pretty solid Tomb Raider, though. You can definitely see what I meant when I said edges death like a million times. That water, if that touches your legs, then it tends to catch you and make you not jump very well. And then when it gets past, like,
Кстати
I don't
говоря,
know, chest, you're just
энтропия,
gone. You're just
видимо, даже
Yeah, the death is
играбельный
right
был.
about like you're saying,
Я
right around that
сейчас смотрю
chest
на
level is when
вики,
you'll instant die
чтобы
from it.
его
But
открыть,
that is you're
необходимо
totally on point in terms of like the harder,
побить
the scarier
все
part is that slide
его
jumping in it.
рекорды в
When it's
тайм-трайле.
still shallow, can sometimes
Ну или
just eat
кодом.
the height of your jump and really ruin everything.
Absolutely love the being dragged into water thing. Like it's you just don't get your jump and you're just like, okay, well my
Так
run's
что он
done.
даже
Thank
был
you.
играбельным
I don't
персонажем.
want that jumping
А
in.
тем временем у нас уровень в
This is another level. This
будущем.
opening I always thought was also exemplary of that whole how long you want your death tornado spin to happen thing. Because sometimes you go for just a very quick one to get you to the next laser because you have to wait for it. Other times you want to extend it so you can go like around a laser. You're going to see kind of the origin of
Мне
double
на самом
sliding
деле
right
очень
here. Sliding under those
классные
boxes. That was
уровни.
where we really first started
В
to
будущем они
find
и
it
стильные,
and
и
play around with it.
здесь
And now
немного
this top
меняется
level and stuff, you're just
принцип
doing them
геймплея,
all
то есть
over
мы
the place.
из
Okay, I just love hearing about all this.
полного 3D переходим в такой 2,5D.
Oh yeah, that was the one we did for a while when we had no idea how it worked. You just mashed slide and sometimes it worked.
So with
Nice.
a 2D section like this one, Murcaz has to really know what's coming. That guy with the laser, you really have to know when he's going to laser you, so that you can use that damage abuse, the height that you get from it, to get up to the next
Здесь
platform.
точно так
And,
же.
you know, this bee, we call them bees for
Мурказ
some reason, is going to be
как
stinging you
и
or
на
not.
боссе.
You just have to have really great knowledge on
Damage
these
boost
levels.
от лазера, чтобы
You just have
забраться
to know
на
what's coming
платформу.
because you're moving
That
so
slide
fast.
jump. That slide jump with no spin was ambitious over the shielded porcupine enemy.
Напомню, что у нас нет как таковых жизней. Жизнь здесь является полости ХП. Полоской ХП является маска Паку. У нее несколько уровней. Я правильно помню. Вроде бы у нее 2 уровня, плюс третья, которая там смерти. Соответственно, без маски от любого одного единственного урона мы умираем. Я, кстати, надеюсь, меня поправят. 2 эти уровня, по-моему, 3.
That Murcaz was talking about is in order to change the door cycles, because when you take damage, the doors are forced open for a bit. And now he does something very interesting, and this is too new for my time clutching. Let's go.
Is it?
Все-таки решил побегать по крыше в этом уровне.
Okay, so there's just a hole there. There is straight up just a hole. Anybody can do this. I swear to you, anybody can do this. You just stand on the second or third step, go backwards, do a glitch high double jump, and you're up here.
Данный глич довольно простой, чего может сделать любой в своем ране, поскольку нужно всего лишь сделать дабл джамп, отойдя назад, скажем так, отойдя камеру.
That door just closed on me because I did the damage abuse. If I didn't do the damage abuse, that door wouldn't have. Oh, gee.
You got the cool. Oh, that was great. What a swag ending.
Oh my god.
Я говорил, отвлекся и не понял, что не произошло. Жаль.
Yeah.
Into a, or whatever it's called. A transition hop. Wow.
Yeah, so I messed up the doors by going for the damage abuse because it like resets the doors or whatever. So that's a bit unfortunate, but otherwise a pretty decent level.
И у нас летательные уровни. На самом деле не совсем понимаю, для чего они были созданы.
So you can just hold the shoot button and it's just going to shoot at like a rate.
Ну, с точки зрения, конечно, разнообразного геймплея, да, но как-то они не вписываются в концепцию крэша, по-моему. Они, конечно, забавные. Можно делать бочку и стрелять, но... Кажется, они немножко очень сильно выделяются. Задача довольно простая в нашем случае. Нужно забрать этот цвет 7 дирижаблей, потом 5 самолетов в другом уровне. Так что проблем с этим нет.
So it's like, there's no way that's true. There's no way.
Yeah.
Okay, another gate clip now.
So. Yeah, we're going to be quiet once he starts this one, but the next boss would be Engine, which is a really long, like it's a pretty slow one, and it just gives the bazooka power, which we don't care about. So now I'm going to shut up so that you can focus.
Собственно, опять у нас гейт-клип. К сожалению, мы его не увидим, это цензура. Потому что там происходит расчленение Коко, чтобы она могла пройти через стены.
Okay, I entered the level at least. So.
На самом деле, это из особенностей ПК-версии, в отличие от PlayStation-версии.
Yeah, because you're moving just under that black
Повторюсь, что нам необходимо загличить во время смены локации другого персонажа при смене, и при помощи манипуляции с меню вызвать еще раз загличенного персонажа, и этот персонаж потеряет коллизию, позволит нам проходить через почти все стены, кроме электрических стен, скажем так назовем, и, что забавно, кроме компьютера, потому что он имеет очень странную текстуру.
So Murcaz just going through a set path.
Возможно, я даже склонен довериться твоему комментарию, потому что я не любитель летать, поэтому не знаю.
They all have their little intricacies to them. So for those, a lot of it is just knowing exactly how far ahead of the vehicles you need to aim, exactly how many shots they're going to take to destroy one of the engines, so you can start moving on to the next one immediately before the bullets have even landed. Stuff like that is really kind of technical and too in-depth for us to get into here, but it's pretty neat.
Yeah, those guys, those other plane enemies that get in your way, they can just... I think they did it for Murcaz at one point, actually, while he was trying to shoot it down. You just lose time if they decide to get in front of you, which is...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they can just absolutely absorb those bullets that you're trying to hit the engines with.
Во-вторых, It's About Time вышел в 2017 году.
Yeah, last vehicle level, so we're gonna use this for some donations to get them in before the run ends.
Alrighty then, here's a $50 donation from Rexy that says, I'm always happy to see Crash Bandicoot at a GDQ event. From one European to another, I wish Murcaz the best of luck with breaking through Crash 3 NST, and to all the other runners and staff for putting on a wholesome marathon. Donation goes to Runner's Choice, which I believe is Cuphead, is that correct?
Correct, yeah. Looking forward to seeing that.
Alrighty then. An update on that.
Я помню, что он вышел. Но не то чтобы недавно.
$17,810 of the $33,333.33 needed. We are well on our way, and we still have several hours. I believe in you. Oh, that is a mouthful every time I have to say all those numbers. All right. Next donation.
Crash Bash 2. Не надо, пожалуйста.
Also, here is $5 from Tim Red that says, ready for AGDQ, ready for Crash Bandicoot. And then I had to make sure I read this number right. $2,500. That's $2,500 from Greg Horst. No message, just a huge donation. Thank you so much for that. Wow.
Большой донат. Ну, ладно.
Massive donation.
The generosity is mind-blowing in this community. I really appreciate all of you.
Yeah, that is incredible. Murcaz was still doing some advanced movement in that level, but it is similar to what we were talking about in the first one. It's about holding your boost as long as possible.
Yeah.
Ну, я немного в него играл, поэтому не буду высказывать свое мнение. Я лучше скажу то, что когда-то Naughty Dog умели делать хорошие, интересные игры, а потом они стрелили Джоэла.
Mock tornadoes, if you want to learn some speed tech in a video game, mock tornadoes are super easy to learn, and this is the spot to do it, in my opinion. That first hill right there is incredibly easy to set up.
Крэша можно писать тремя словами, это spin to win. Все, что мы делаем, по сути своей. Очередные вариации на тему Египта в этот раз. Слички, чтобы видеть, что происходит.
That's called a Cody slide, and shout outs to my friend Cody. He's found a lot of interesting ways to optimize this game, and we really appreciate it.
Also been a really good historian of the game, kind of like somebody who cares a lot about documenting all the strats and different kind of
вот бы нормальную игру по Ratchet, да, Шарф?
So this triple mask should extend long enough for Murcaz to get all the way through this door. It will not close while you have triple mask. That used to be a really tight cycle. Now it's just kind of a pretty casual one. And then another damage boost.
На самом деле не скажу, что игры
before exiting.
хорошие, плохие. Они разные.
You
Тот
did
же
not
самый
miss the
Uncharted
checkpoint and then have what
имеет
looked like kind of a
своих
sketchy.
любителей.
I was wondering if he got that. I was like, I didn't see that break, but I swear he's
Тот же самый Flow.
We gotta risk it. We gotta
Но
risk it.
история там
It
интересная,
was just funny
скажем
because
так.
I saw it and I was like, oh, it should be fine. And then you had like the sketchy
Я по Рэчету пошутил.
mock
Yeah,
tornado.
the run has been too clean, so we have to make some risks to it.
Yeah, of course.
Геймплей на Last of Us, с моей точки зрения,
Yeah,
такое себе. Но история, по крайней мере, в первом, музыка, визуал,
Yeah,
очень неплохо.
I can't believe it.
Кстати говоря, если я
So
правильно
one
помню,
thing
это
we
должен
haven't
быть
had to bring up
последний
this
уровень
entire
перед
run because
боссом,
Murcaz has been playing too
где
well.
мы
Is that
будем
when
игнорировать
you take a
противников,
death in this run, all of your
просто обходя их
cycles in these
сбоку,
platforming levels,
как завещали
because
сталкеры.
yeah, they're all set from when you kind of the level first loads, and when you spawn in from from no death. Just unfortunate there on the damage, not a big deal. When you spawn in normally, there's like this sweeping camera movement, and you hop out of the portal, and it takes longer than when you respawn from a death. And because of that, the cycles are completely different. And so, to know the levels in this game, you kind of have to know all of the levels twice. And on top of that, when you're in the hop sliding sections, you need to know where to set up hop slides everywhere. So you need to know them in a lot of different ways, in a lot of different
Как
contexts.
отличается комментатор Мурказа
That last damage was intentional, actually.
Yeah.
It's cool.
для того, чтобы эту игру пройти на 100%
when we were
и
first
иметь возможность знать, как
Those
её сыграть.
intentional damage
А
boosts
вам
to
нужно
start hop
выучить
slide
все
or to start
уровни
mock
как
tornadoes.
минимум дважды,
That
потому
was
что циклы
some really sick tech.
Those invincibility frames, they barely last
могут меняться
It's
в
really
зависимости от
sad
того, насколько вы
That
живы,
was
скажем
a
так.
good option play there by Murcaz to like hold out in front
Это
of
уже не
the
говоря о
others.
прохождении действительно на 100%,
yeah,
тем более
missing some of
на
the cycles that I would have wanted, but it's like it's small mistake, like small. I'm a bit nervous, to be honest, guys. So like
I think
sometimes
you're doing great.
small mistakes lead me to do backup cycles.
But
Honestly,
even like, go ahead, Clutching.
Getting the backup cycles in itself is impressive. I wouldn't go into
Yeah.
this expecting to get all the god cycles. Hell no.
Yeah, no, and it's really easy to think you're going to be
Так,
on
у
pace
нас
for a cycle
арабская ночь.
and turn what could be, waiting 2 seconds for a cycle to roll
Тем
over
временем
into a death that costs you 25 seconds. So it like having that kind of sense, like even right there, that double jump
my
is not
gosh.
something you normally need, but he didn't get a glitch high jump that he was trying to get. And so he had to very quickly react and do a double jump to avoid landing in that flame pit.
No, great improv.
Yeah, that was incredible. I wish we had a heart rate monitor on Murcaz because I guarantee it spiked up about 12 points when he did that.
I'm just gonna take this guy safe because
Yeah.
I really dislike this guy.
I agree. I just like all three of these, honestly, because it's like, if everything
Казалось
lines up
бы,
perfectly, you can kind of do a
сколько у
mock
нас было
tornado
здесь
run, but
скипов?
it's
One of the
scariest
first
thing.
Class 3
Два раза
Class 3 runs I saw live was
Гейтскип
J-Hops killing a run,
и
or
два
not killing a
раза
run, actually getting
оба.
world record with
Эта игра
that
уже только почти
to that
закончилась.
guy. Like the third.
На самом деле, если проходить просто все
Yeah,
уровни,
but it's thankfully it was right
займет
after a
это
checkpoint.
не намного дольше. Я не
Yeah,
буду
no,
100%.
Flaming Passion is like,
И вот он,
it's
Доктор
not
Нео
necessarily the
Кортекс.
hardest run from a technical standpoint, or hardest level. in the run from a technical
Самый
standpoint,
длинный,
but
наверное,
because
уровень
of
во
where
всей
it
игре,
is,
потому что тут
because
очень
it
много
is the
анимаций.
last level,
У
and you
босса
still get free.
нужно
It's
ждать,
not like,
пока с него
some-
спадет бабл,
It's not a jet ski
а
level,
для
but
этого
it's
нужно
kind of a lot
посмотреть
more simple.
ролик о том, как
It's,
дерутся.
all the pressure's on
Кука
you,
и
all the
Акака.
nerves are there, and you still have to do all this really solid platforming in order to land
Дождаться,
all
пока,
these cycles. So it is a very
Кортекс
tough one
начнет
for the
делать
end of the
бомбы.
run.
Потом у него там что-то заглючит в его ховерборде, и с него спадет бабл, и мы сможем его ударить, после чего его нужно будет в открывшийся люк выпилить.
No, are you
И руина на стримере, на ранее, точнее говоря, он взорвался от мины. Молодец.
They have variants in where they land. They can land close or far, and you want them to land far away from Cortex so that you can get him off that hoverboard as soon as possible and get him into the hole in the middle.
I can't believe I was in range for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you seemed so
yeah.
far away.
And they have
Alright.
enormous hitboxes.
Yeah.
The one death in the run had to be the Cortex, huh?
At least it was first phase. And see, you could see the RNG at play right here. Murcaz is still kind of playing it a little bit safe there in how he was navigating around the mines that were laid out, but they were all significantly further away from where Cortex landed.
Sad story time. This would have clutched out a 39 if I didn't die there.
Yeah, that's sad.
But yeah, it's.
Собственно, у босса 3 фазы, назовем так, на каждый свой кусочек жизни.
We could at least show off how Crash looks when he dies.
И на каждой фазе маски действуют немножко по-разному, хотя все еще довольно предсказуемо.
What are these mines?
Ранен будет их байтить в одно место, чтобы от них было удобно уходить. Особенно на последней
I guess I'm just gonna start kind of like an outro and say that this run's been amazing, and it's the time is coming up in about 30 seconds.
Кортекс умудрился убить Мурказа, можно сказать, что это босс от like this.
I can't wait
to Cortex.
Get back into streaming things, and I'm gonna do a very long stream next week, 20 hours. So if you wanna,
собственно, здесь мы стараемся байтить в один из углов маски.
Check Hobson clutching out as well. They do a lot of different speed stuff.
Кортекс кидает бомбы, и мы
I just do not this lately. But I'll be back one day.
ждем его смерти.
And
И все.
Very nice run, man.
Игра кончена.
31 is what it was.
That's incredible.
Isn't that your time, Hobbs? Your PB?
I was just gonna say, I'm gonna check. I'm checking right now. Hold on. This needs to. I gotta check. I meant to pull this up beforehand to see if Murcaz was gonna beat me on live on this.
В принципе, довольно концентрат, ран. Было не так уж много ошибок.
Murcaz can never let me rest.
Всего лишь пару небольших, скажем так, мисплеев, включая смерть на боссе. Это только Crash. Будет не вся трилогия.
Where I'm from, I'm not. My birthday is in 3 hours, so I'm gonna go celebrate that and have fun. And it's been amazing. 2 wonderful commentators, and the run was really good. So I'm happy about it. So as I said, if you want to check me out on Twitter,
немножко
on Twitch, I'm Murcaz.
шатаутов от Мурказа, немного саморекламы от
I
Мурказа.
think it's twitch.tv/jhobs296, correct?
Yeah, correct.
And twitch.tv/casually clutching. So check them out as well. They're fantastic runners and fantastic people. So yeah, thank you GDQ for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Murcaz, for having me. Appreciate it.
And thanks for my family for watching.